All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. This is Brandon coming to you with another episode of My Little Pony. You all did recommend several other episodes of My Little Pony for me to take a look at, and I've chosen this one, which is called A Matter of Principles. I think it's kind of appropriate for this channel, but you all recommended it, so I'm gonna jump right into it. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, take a minute and become one by clicking the button below to become a subscriber. I really appreciate it. Let's get started.
This is the Amulet of Aurora, the Talisman of Mirage, the Helm of Yixlor, the Crown of Grover, Knuckerbocker's Shell, and Clover the Clever's Cloak.
Okay, so obviously this is in Twilight's School of Friendship, which I took a look at in the two-part episode School Days, parts 1 and 2. Check out my reaction to that if you haven't yet seen it. That one was really good, but I'm guessing Twilight Sparkle is still running the School of Friendship here. This is season 8. It's a little bit after the 2 episodes that I reacted to, but we're gonna have school here. Let's see.
Princess Celestia gifted these to our school, since they each represent one of the cultures our students come from.
Okay.
And we'll learn all about them with a scavenger hunt.
Okay, I don't know what that's about. I do remember back in School Days that was a big issue, whether or not there were going to be other kingdoms represented here. And I do remember this, what's it called? Griffin or whatever it is, was really a troublemaker. Hopefully he won't be in this episode.
The team that finds most wins a private tour of the Canterlot archives with Princess Celestia.
Learning and fun? Does it get any better than that?
Okay.
You've been underwater a long time, haven't you?
And that's the troublemaker talking. I really am not fond of that character, but I don't know who the Pegasus or whatever this thing is on the left is, but she says learning and fun. Does it get any better? No, it really doesn't get any better. And honestly, a lot of teachers go to great lengths to make the learning both very applicable and aligning with course standards and fun.
Just getting there will take days.
Do y'all know what this means? There won't be any teachers left to run the school.
So I'm not going to be able to include every second of every episode, but essentially most of the ponies are called away on some quest or whatever. And Applejack, you know, I've got to hand it to her. Applejack is usually the voice of reason in My Little Pony. And she says there won't be anybody left to run the school, which that's true if they all run off on some quest or whatever.
My little pony,
My Little Pony. So every time this theme gets me, I've heard it so many times. Never seen an episode of My Little Pony before this series, but I have heard the theme before.
Send our students home? I say we take them with us! Round trip! In the middle of my friendship quilting class. I
Friendship
think not.
quilting.
All of those unfinished seams.
Problem is, we don't even know how long we'll be gone.
Don't worry, every pony. I already have a 70-point plan in place for this
That's one thing I love about My Little Pony. It's always every pony and any pony, stuff like that. Replacing all the different words with pony.
very situation. You want me to be head mare?
Ooh.
You're the perfect choice. You're a good leader and an expert in friendship.
Head mare.
I trust you to run this school exactly as I would.
That's a pretty big responsibility, Twilight.
Oh, I paused it right there, and then apparently she's being grabbed by this horn energy. I am familiar with that now that I've seen a few episodes. Twilight Sparkle, I guess, is going to go with these other ponies and appoint her, and I don't quite know her name yet, as head mare, which I mentioned in other videos that here in the United States you have headmaster. You do hear that term. That's basically a principal type role. You do hear that more at private schools, and some religious schools will call the principal a headmaster. Some of you have mentioned headmistress. I don't hear that term an awful lot, but it does exist. But she's going to be head mare, of course. Mare is another name for a horse, and so she's Twilight Sparkle here is appointing her as head mare. It's pretty funny.
Which is why I've prepared everything you need.
Okay.
The curriculum, rules for the scavenger hunt, dining hall menus for the next 6 months,
menus.
6 months?
Yeah, this is interesting because you don't really have an assistant principal, I guess, in the School of Friendship. So she has no choice but to appoint one of the teachers, I guess. And she said that, oh, I'm giving you everything you need, which I was really curious as to what that is. She says the curriculum. I mean, hopefully that would have already been established. And she said menus for the next 6 months. Now, in most public schools, you're going to have a cafeteria manager or the director of your school nutrition program that will handle all of that for you. But I guess in a small private school, which I guess the Friendship School is a private school and it's fairly small, you might have to do that yourself as the head mayor. That's pretty funny.
You're not really gonna be gone that long, are you?
And Spike. Anything that isn't covered in my files, he'll be able to help you with.
Okay.
And why not put him in charge?
No, thanks. Being a princess for Twilight was hard enough.
I'm gonna pretend that made sense, but if you're sure it's what you really want, I promise I won't let you down.
Okay, okay.
I knew I could count on you.
She's leaving.
Great. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, a lot. A lot could go wrong. So if you remember back to the episodes School Days, parts 1 and 2, they were having kind of a hard time just being teachers. And now this pony, again, I forgot her name, she is now head mayor, or basically the principal for this period of time. I don't know how long she's supposed to be gone. And I do remember Twilight Sparkle said she left menus for the next 6 months. That's a long time for someone to be on a leave of absence. I've seen it happen before. Usually it's as a result of maternity leave or military service. I've seen that too. But this situation's a little different. They're going off on a quest. Is that their version of some sort of deployment? I don't know. Let's keep going and see what happens now that she's in charge. Okay.
Goodbye, Rarity! And every pony!
Come back soon!
Every pony.
Please?
I hate goodbyes, don't you?
Oh.
I just go to pieces.
Discord! What a...
Discord.
Nice surprise!
Yeah, and somehow I do know this character, Discord. I think the only reason I know this is because it's voiced by John Delancey, who I know from the Star Trek universe, just like when I started to review iCarly. Check out my iCarly playlist if you haven't seen those reaction videos. But in iCarly, Tim Russ plays Principal Franklin, who I know better as Tuvok from Star Trek Voyager. But let's keep going.
This is your first time at our new school, isn't it?
Oh, was I not invited to the grand opening? Friends and Family Day, baccalaureate? I hadn't noticed.
Oh man, this is crazy because I've never seen this character before. And if you know the character Q that John Delancey plays on the Star Trek universe, he's in Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, maybe others. He is like that. He can duplicate himself and he can like teleport. This is pretty funny to me anyway, having this background of him.
Well, at least you're here now. Why are you here now?
Yeah, good
To
question.
fill in for Twilight, of course, as head draconicus. I seem to recall a whole song about how this school is where you make your own rules. Now, who better at that than me?
Oh, he's twisting it here. So, Twilight Sparkle did not appoint Discord as the head mayor or whatever. It's this other pony, again, forgot her name. Maybe I'll learn it as we go along. But he's not supposed to be in charge. And then when he's questioned about it, what does he say? He twists things that happened earlier. If you remember in School Days, she ended up throwing out the Equestria Education Association's rule book and writing her own. And he's like, I seem to remember you can write your own rules here. So I'm writing my own rules by becoming the person in charge here. This is going to be quite a ride here.
Then you also must have heard Starlight is in charge now.
Really?
Starlight.
I thought there must be some mistake.
Nope. Twilight picked me for the job.
Yeah.
And she left pretty detailed instructions for me to follow.
Well, I'm sure that she wouldn't mind if I made a few tiny suggestions.
Would she, though? Discord here says she wouldn't mind if he made some suggestions. Do you remember how fervently Twilight Sparkle followed the EEA handbook from School Days Parts 1 and 2? I don't think this is going to fly, but I guess at the moment, no one's here to stop them. Now, I am always looking for the connections to real life school, but as far as someone just coming in taking over, that would not be allowed to happen. This is not going to fly here.
Item 1. Gravity is optional.
What? All right, so obviously he has some magical powers, and this is feeling very much like Star Trek. Those of you who know about that, about John Delancey's character, this is sort of the same type of character here. One who creates discord, just like the name, and the character Q in the Star Trek universe definitely did that.
Item 2. The school's new mascot is an ambidextrous marmoset.
No, you don't change the school's mascot. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble with the community if you mess with that.
Item 3.
Not gonna happen. I promised Twilight I'd handle this her way, so thanks, but...
Yep, and this is akin to leaving an assistant principal or vice principal in charge of the school. So different districts do it different ways, but very commonly, if the principal is going to be out for a period of time, the assistant principal might take over if it's not going to be a long time. Now, if it's going to be like 6 months, the district will probably appoint someone else to be acting principal or temporary principal, maybe a former principal or someone who's retired as a principal or someone from the district office, unless the assistant principal has a lot of experience and is ready for the principalship, him or herself. But in this case, Starlight, that's her name, I finally got it, she's not really ready for this. So I don't see this stuff Discord is doing to be allowed. I know if Twilight Sparkle were here, she would not allow this.
Well, we'll see if you change your mind.
I don't like this at all. At least he didn't try to forcibly change things, I guess. You could give him that.
When we play Ogres and Oubliettes and he puts that many E's and really, things don't usually end well.
Don't worry, Spike. Discord and I are old Save Equestria buddies. He'll be fine.
Save Equestria?
Now, what's next on Twilight's list?
Through the Spellvenger hunt and ordered school supplies for the week. All you have to worry about is teaching class.
Thanks, Spike.
Okay.
Maybe we will get through this okay.
What's going on? Oh no,
Come
it's
in,
him.
come in. You'll let the Twitter mites out.
This guy needs to go. Discord needs to go. This is awful. And I guess Starlight is the only pony left. I don't know if I would have taken all the ponies with Twilight Sparkle, but she's the only pony left, so I guess she has to teach all the classes. And before, I remember in school days, they had like every single pony was teaching. So I don't know if she's going to be able to handle this or not. And he's up on this platform. Again, reminds me of Q from Star Trek, but let's keep going.
Twitter mites.
Discord, what are you doing?
No pony was at your desk. Imagine what. I hope you like Limburger cheese. I got a month's supply for the teacher's lounge.
He said he got some Limburger cheese for the teacher's lounge, which Limburger is stereotypically known as being really smelly or having a strong smell. I don't know from experience, but ordering food for the teacher's lounge, you typically don't do that. I've never heard of that unless it's a special day or something and you as the principal want to do something special for the teachers. I've done that many times. Or during Teacher Appreciation Week, which is typically toward the end of the year, we would typically get all sorts of stuff for the teachers and put it out at different times of the day. But typically you're not going to keep like food just stocked in the teacher's lounge. You might have vending machines and a refrigerator and a coffee maker and stuff like that, but nothing like this. This is sort of ridiculous.
We'll take it from here, Discord. Go relax. Have a cup of tea. At home.
At home.
Some thanks for all my help. And after I hired all those substitute teachers for you.
Really? If he hired substitute teachers and he did all this other stuff, I'm wondering who did he hire? Like, does not sound good. I would get him out of there as soon as possible.
Actually, that does sound kind of helpful. And it was next on our to-do list.
Okay.
Which teachers did you hire?
Yeah. That's my question.
They call it making friends because you...
So remember, this is the school of friendship. Do you think this bull or whatever this is the most qualified here? This is really, really bad. It sort of reminds me of an episode of Recess, Disney's Recess, that I once did where they had that drill sergeant guy as the teacher. This is not going anywhere good here.
Have to make creatures be your friends. Show me what you got, Yak.
friend. Be my friend.
If you're quiet, I don't buy it.
Oh,
Be my friend.
I've heard put
this is really bad. This guy's got to go. And having kids come up and speak in front of the class, I mean, that's okay, depending on what you're doing. But trying to force people to talk like this is never a great idea. A lot of teachers, if they know a student is particularly shy or introverted, they will have them participate in some other way, or they'll give them a choice of how they are demonstrating their knowledge. Getting up and speaking like this, again, is somewhat common, but the goal is always for the student to demonstrate their knowledge in some way, and that's just one way to do it. It's not the only way to do that. Oh no. No,
some
no.
field trip. Where's my iced tea? This is too cold.
No, I'm not sure what's going on here, but if this is a field trip and this is what the staff member is doing or expecting, that's a firing. That's a outright firing right there.
Now it's too tea flavored.
Tea flavor.
You call yourselves friends?
That guy is awful. He said it was too hot, just setting us up to expect him to say it's too cold, but he said it's too tea flavored. They're ridiculous.
That is definitely not how Twilight teaches friendship.
Another sub.
You hired a tree as a teacher?
It's scheduled.
So I'm sitting there watching this thinking, okay, where's the teacher? He's behind the tree, or they haven't come in yet. It is the tree. This is so bad. Obviously, he's trying to mess with her so that he can become the head mayor or whatever, I guess. But substitute teachers, I've seen really fantastic ones. I've seen really horrible ones. I've seen ones where they're in there for like just a little bit, maybe for a class, and I escort them out because they're just that bad. But they come in good and bad varieties. But a good substitute teacher is in really high demand, and I always made sure I took care of those people, encouraging them to come back again.
It was free.
Guys, that's not just any tree. It's a dragon
Allergies?
sneeze tree.
A dragon sneeze tree. A dragon sneeze tree. So I was thinking, oh, they have allergies, and that is sort of what it looks like. I've never heard of a dragon sneeze tree, though. That's a little different.
Oh, wait, calm down, every creature. It's gonna be okay.
Every creature. You can't say every pony, right? Because they're not all ponies. And I guess that makes just the dragons sneeze. So they sneeze out fire, I guess, is the joke. And the ponies are unaffected, but they are affected by the dragon's breath, I guess you could say, the fire breath. This is not looking too good for Starlight here. Oh boy.
My. You do seem like you're in over your head.
It's your fault, dude. Discord. He's doing all this stuff and then saying to Starlight, you're in over your head. How about get off my campus? I would say to that bull, hey, you want to work here? How about getting Discord out of here?
Won't Twilight be so disappointed with how you're ruining,
Manipulative.
running her school?
Manipulation. I hate that manipulation. That's so terrible.
This is all your fault.
Yeah.
My,
It is.
I thought you were in charge here.
Yeah, she is, but you keep doing a bunch of stuff to mess everything up. Starting to get me a little frustrated here.
I'm happy to pitch in if you need me.
You've been pitching in enough, buddy.
What I need is for you to leave.
Yeah.
Happy now?
Come on, Discord. You know that's not what she means.
Fine. From now on, I won't try to help at all.
Thanks, Spike. Let's just hope he stays gone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it. I think Discord's trying to test you.
But why? I thought we were friends. Good morning, students. I know there's been a little bit of adjustment since the professors left for their trip, but I've brought in new teachers.
Okay.
And now everything should run smoothly.
Well, I prefer these, looks like, to whatever Discord was doing, bringing in trees, dragon sneeze trees to teach. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but hopefully things will take a turn for the better this time around.
Now it's time for class, and don't forget, this afternoon is the Spellvenger Hunt.
Okay, so far so good.
Yo! Greetings, fellow creatures!
Now he's trying to play as a student, and I thought he was going to stay away. Or maybe he will say, well, I said I wouldn't help, but I didn't say I wouldn't do anything else. He needs to get lost. He's starting to frustrate me here.
Is this seat taken?
Welcome, class. You may call me the great and powerful Professor Trick.
What?
Shh! Really? That's so inconsiderate.
What? Oh, it's you.
Oh, I better take this. Hello? Oh, he did.
Okay, this is so crazy. So he's just trying to, well, create discord in class, and a lot of you have mentioned phones recently. A lot of states here in the US have recently passed laws outright banning phones for kindergarten students through 8th grade. Here in Georgia, it's called the Distraction Free Education Act, and it's called other things, other places, but this would not be allowed even before that. So I don't know what grade they would be in or how that equates to real life, but you can't just take calls, obviously. Even schools that do allow students to have phones or use them at certain times, you can't use them in class. This would be a huge deal here.
Not. And what did you say? You did not.
Discord. Why are you here?
Why, I'm a student of friendship, of course. Unless you don't think you're good enough to teach me.
Of course I am.
See how he's manipulating everybody? I do not like that.
No fruit calls in my class.
So weird.
Magic is the most important element of friendship. So today, I, the great and powerful Trixie, will put
Trixie.
on a magic show.
A magic show, huh? Okay, Trixie, and I've never heard of her before. And I still don't really know what his motivation is to be doing all this, to mess with the school. Like, does he want to run it? Does he just want to mess it up? I'm not really sure here.
Learning so much, aren't you?
Discord!
Yeah, it's him. Now what?
What exactly is a long-distance plan?
What? Okay.
Take a lap, team.
Oh, great. Now he's the PE coach, I'm guessing, or he says team. Is he some sort of sports coach? And what sport do they play in the My Little Pony universe? I'm not real sure here.
Actually, we just finished Professor Spitfire's workout.
Spitfire.
Sounds like some pony needs a little motivation.
What? And I would say that he's fired or potentially fired, but he doesn't work here. He's just trying to mess things up here.
I've never run so fast in my life! This is great!
Friendship is about honesty, so believe me when I say, we're not stopping!
Yeah, he twists everything, Discord does. That's not about friendship either, telling him he has to keep going, not giving him a break or even any water or anything like that. You really can't do that. There's a lot of things to consider in a PE class or a team sport like this. Typically, students have to go through an athletic physical with a doctor to say, hey, you're healthy enough to practice. And there are all sorts of regulations about how often you have to give students breaks and under what circumstances, like they watch the heat advisory and things like that. So there's a lot to be said here, but obviously Discord does not care about any of that here.
Endangering students crosses the line.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're trying to ruin this school, but it stops now.
Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to ruin the school either. And yeah, endangering students does cross the line, but she already told him he had to leave. So at this point, there's very little to say other than trying to force him to leave here. I'm wondering what's going to happen here.
I wouldn't be so sure.
This is your last warning.
Oh. Oh, yeah, her horn is glowing, pointing right at him, and she says, "This is your last warning." And look at this face. I didn't expect it to get violent. Goodness. Let's see what happens next.
Take it easy, Starlight. Discord's your friend, remember?
Well, he's not acting like it.
Yeah, he's not.
What's your problem?
My problem? How is the fact that Twilight decided to put an incompetent, power-hungry unicorn in charge of her school my problem?
Don't worry. I just banished him from school grounds forever. He's fine.
Which, by the way, that is a real thing, not the unicorn horn shooting stuff. But yeah, you can get banned from a school. It doesn't happen very often, but if you go to a school and you show out and you cross certain lines and there's a safety issue there, you can get banned. Haven't seen it happen very often, but I have seen it. So you really have to be careful with your behavior if you're going to be going to a school, talking to the administration, talking to teachers. Even if you're upset, you're allowed to be upset like that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be upset if you want. You can't cross certain lines where it becomes an unsafe situation. You can get yourself banned from a school. Again, doesn't happen often, but I have seen it happen before.
That probably made things worse. Why didn't you just talk to Discord?
Because he's right about one thing. I've been doing a terrible job as head mayor.
Not really. I disagree. So what she's been doing is having to deal with all of Discord's shenanigans. And actually, she brought in new professors, which I thought were pretty good. At least the little that we saw, it was only Discord's magic that messed it up. So I disagree. I think she's been doing fine.
No, you haven't. Discord is just being Discord.
Yeah?
Maybe. But I wonder why me being in charge bothers him so much.
Because
We
he
can
wants
figure
it.
that out after the Spellvenger hunt. Come on!
Spellvenger hunt. All right, so I did skip a bit. So they've done this scavenger hunt or Spellvenger hunt, whatever they were calling it, and Discord would continue to be Discord, and now he is caught here. I'm curious to see what she does about it and if the school is able to continue to function here.
Either can and will.
Then I have just one thing to say to you.
Well, do go on.
I'm sorry.
What?
Okay.
I had to stop thinking like a head mayor and start thinking like a guidance counselor to finally understand. You
Guidance
felt left
counselor.
out.
Okay, so I see what she's saying here, I guess. She says I had to stop thinking like a head mayor or principal and start thinking like a guidance counselor. I've said before on other videos that we don't really use the term guidance counselor so much anymore. They do tend to use it in TV shows and movies because I guess it helps get across the message of what they're talking about, but we tend to use the term professional school counselor or school counselor. But she's saying she had to really think more emotionally, I guess is what she's trying to say. Not that as a principal you can't talk to people and really get to the root of what the problems are. You do that quite often, but I understand what she's trying to say here.
I don't know what you're getting at.
No pony ever invited you to the school. And when you offered to help, I didn't listen.
Okay.
I was so worried about doing things Twilight's way, I didn't stop to think about being a good friend. I'd like to apologize for
Yeah, but but being his friend was not what Twilight Sparkle put her in that place for. It was to run the school, and he was really running amok. I don't know. I don't have the same attitude here. I would just get rid of him because I would just keep him out because, as she said before, he was endangering ponies, I guess you could say. But she's taken a different approach here.
and offer you the job of vice head mayor.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I have the same reaction. After all that, that person or pony would never set foot on campus again, but she's making him vice head mayor or vice principal, I guess it would be. The question is will his attitude change? Will he actually try to help and do some positive things for the school, or will he just keep running amok and doing whatever he wants?
No!
Totally confused.
Yeah, me too.
I accept.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose I can find some time in my busy schedule to help you out, but I will need my own office, expense account, parking space.
You're new to the world of education, aren't you?
Oh, That's kind of a jab at, well, you don't really get those things in education or whatever, which I've seen schools where that does happen. Expense account, now you do have control over certain funding sources, and even as a vice principal, you might have some degree of say as far as how school funds are spent, but you wouldn't have like your own expense account just to buy whatever you want for yourself, except for just your necessary supplies for your office or whatever, but it can't be anything extravagant. Your parking spot, I have seen schools where you have parking spots for the administration, but a lot of them don't. You just park wherever you can.
Next time you want something, just ask for it, all right?
Yep.
But then we'd miss out on all those delightful misadventures.
Hey! What's the...
And after he said that, honestly, I would say, you know what? Forget about it. You're not vice head mayor. You can leave.
Now, Vice Head Mayor Discord, if you'll help me get the Spelvenger hunt back in order.
That's hard to say. Vice head mayor Discord and Spelvenger hunts. You gotta have some pronunciation skills to talk about this show.
Everything is re-hidden.
Okay.
Oh, well, with a few surprises.
Discord!
Okay, here they are.
I can't believe you tricked us into going on a friendship quest that wasn't real!
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, it was him the whole time. So I did skip certain parts because I wanted to focus on the school, but yeah, it was him the whole time. He needs to go. If I were Twilight Sparkle, I would say, you know what? You're gone. You're not vice head mayor. Or maybe Starlight should be vice head mayor instead of him.
Oh, back so soon.
A glamour spell on our cutie marks! A fake summons from the map!
Hey, at least we got to go spelunking in that really creepy cave with all those eyeless worm creatures chasing us!
Doesn't sound good.
Oh, Jonah's so glad Pony's back!
Thanks for taking care of the school, Starlight.
It was a challenge, but I think things turned out just the way you'd have handled them.
Guess this means you're not vice head mayor anymore.
I hope not. They didn't actually say that, but I guess the idea is she was only temporary principal or head mayor, and now that Twilight Sparkle is back, she's no longer that. So Discord no longer has a position at the school. I guess that's what's happening here.
I just ordered business cards.
All right, well, that's the episode. I really enjoyed that one. I do not have a good opinion of Discord. I kind of knew somehow that he was like some sort of antagonist, but he's horrible. I mean, he's horrible. I don't know any other way to say it, but I did enjoy it. It is true that principals do go on leave of absences from time to time. More commonly, they might go on professional development or to a conference or on a field trip that is long distance, and you have either the assistant principal or, in this case, the vice head mayor step in. But Starlight really tried. Unfortunately, I really couldn't see what she was able to do because Discord kept messing everything up, and she had to spend the whole time really undoing stuff that he did or trying to fix it. The one good thing, as you can see here in the still frame, is she brought in these extra professors, which I think she would have been fine if it weren't for Discord. But I'm going to leave the episode here. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed by clicking the button below, especially if you enjoy my content and would like to see more. But thank you for watching until the end. I'm going to leave it right here. I'll see you on the next video here on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.